let's start, Kristi, with you there. What are students telling you?
You know, young people are very often the victims of human trafficking, but they have emerged as some of the most passionate activists fighting against modern-day slavery. Here in Hong Kong, I'm at the Hong Kong International School, one of many schools across the region around the world marking My Freedom Day, a day of student-led action to raise awareness about modern-day slavery. And you see it once you come onto campus. You probably see the painted stone behind me, a boulder that was painted by the students with the question, what does freedom mean to you? And some of the students providing their answers like, it means self-determination or power over your own life. In addition to this type of activity, they've also been engaging in impactful classroom discussions, workshops, including a Sweatshop simulation challenge. And joining us to talk about that is Matt Friedman, the CEO of Mekong Club, as well as two students here at HKIS, Hyun and also Regina. Thank you for joining us. And Matt, you've been leading this Sweatshop simulation challenge for well over a decade now. Mm-hmm. What does it entail?
Basically what it is students are asked to do a repetitive activity, putting a on and off a bolt continuously for a period of time. We do this to give them a sense of what modern slavery could be like. And as they're doing it, we ask them to think in their mind, imagine if you had to do this from 6 till 11 every single day, 7 days a week, and you never got a break. How would your life be? So you're able to walk the talk, experience it a little bit, and then use this as a basis of understanding, not just intellectually, but emotionally.
Yeah, so you had students at KG5 as well as Hong Kong International School take part. You were part of this. What did it feel like?
It was quite scary. Yeah. Knowing that there's people going through things like this. This was obviously just a little simulation of that, but knowing that people have to go through this for days and days, working non-stop, getting less and less hours of sleep, facing things such as sickness, all of that, it's just inhumane and vindictive how these things tolerate within society nowadays.
Well said.
And I just feel like that this simulation was worth experiencing, and I feel like it really meant a lot to not only me and all the students that were there, but I feel like this helps people realize and come to conclusion of what modern slavery is.
Good to hear, Hyun. Yeah. Regina, I wanted to get your thoughts as well, because you also took part in this exercise. What did it feel like?
Honestly, it was terrifying. Like, before the Sweatshop challenge, I was thinking, man, I'm going to have to sit in a classroom, do nothing, don't talk, don't smile, and just twist a bolt on and off for 1 hour. And I wasn't even, like, being beaten up. I wasn't even getting yelled at that seriously. I can hardly imagine what it's like for these people to be going through that every single day of their lives at such a much higher, like, extent. And I just felt like horrible about it when I was thinking about it.
Yeah, a really powerful exercise. A theme this year for My Freedom Day is knowing the signs of slavery. And Matt, you've also been here teaching the students about that. What have you been telling them?
Well, basically, people think that human trafficking is something that happens to somebody else.
Yeah.
You know, sex trafficking is over here, forced labor is here, but with sexploitation, with kind of this situation in Asia where you basically see young people being tricked and deceived to go to places like Cambodia and then forced to scam. So they're trafficked into these scamming things. I know CNN has done a profile of this.
Yeah.
The point is that young people need to know about this. If they don't, they can be tricked and deceived and coerced into something that basically could force them to do things that they don't want to do related to human trafficking.
And a final thought from both of you. You've learned more. You're helping to raise awareness about the issue of human trafficking and modern-day slavery. Yeah. What do you plan to do with that knowledge now?
I definitely plan to, maybe even friends from overseas that I have, definitely reach out to them, post on social media. Nowadays, social media, I think, is the easiest way of getting the word out there. And I think I'll definitely be involved in that.
Helping to raise awareness.
Yeah.
And Regina?
Me, definitely, I'll join the club that works for that at our school.
Yeah.
And on top of that, these like scams, they're very common. I've actually received like WhatsApp messages offering me like $3,000, $5,000. And I think the best thing to do to prevent this is to tell people, to let people know. So I would definitely, the social media thing, getting people aware that this is a scam and that it is dangerous. And because most people don't see it that way. I didn't know it was a scam until I was told it was.
Yeah, and it's a scam that sometimes involves human trafficking. Thank you so much for joining us. And we're just now, Regina was making reference to a story that we filed here on CNN about how human traffickers are targeting Asian professionals girls, tech-literate, multilingual professionals, trafficking them into these cyber scam compounds in Cambodia, Myanmar, and other Southeast Asian countries. They believe that they're going to be entering and having a dream job, but it turns out to be a nightmare. You can find out more about that on CNN.com, also on our social media feeds. But bringing the focus back to the students, again, just so inspiring to hear them talk about raising awareness and learning about modern-day slavery when, according to ILO, 50 million people around the world are currently enslaved. Back to you.